Robert Putnam stated that in order for a society to function, one needs solidarity, trust, and tolerance. These are qualities I believe we as Indonesians have and must sustain. Coming to this Congress, I was told to convince you of your capabilities in competing globally as Indonesians. But my question to you is, why shouldn't you be confident? Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. In other words, unity in diversity. I was born into a bicultural family. Having a German dad and an Indonesian mom exposed me to two different backgrounds simultaneously. Not to mention, living in 6 different countries throughout my 18 years taught me to cherish and tolerate different cultures. Later in my life, I moved to Indonesia, and I was really afraid that I was going to lose the diversity around me. And thus why I was enrolled into an international school, and as a result, was privy to meet students from over 80 nations. But what I did not realize then was that Indonesia, in and of itself, was already rich in different cultures. Indonesia is the largest archipelago in the world, consisting of 6 official religions, dozens of ethnic groups, and a plethora of languages. Throughout time, the idea of solidarity has been engraved in our hearts. Despite the versatility of our nation, we are able to work hand in hand to breed successful people and work towards molding a prosperous nation through the ideals of gotong royong. As early as the 14th century, Empu Tantullar wrote about the religious tolerance between the Hindus and the Buddhists in Indonesia. He stated, "They are different, but they are of the same kind, as there is no duality in truth." In other words, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Do you guys realize what a young nation we have? Yet, in the 67 years since our independence, we have united the largest archipelago, we have attained democracy, while having had a female president lead the most populous Muslim nation in the world. This comes to show that religion does not hinder our nation from moving towards gender equality and eradicating other prejudices. Some may even argue that the progress that Indonesia is making is faster than that of the United States. As Indonesia established a strong national creed, the Pancasila, serving as our pedestal, guiding our morals, actions, and behaviors, America, 169 years earlier, stated that all men are created equal in their Declaration of Independence. Yet, was this really the case? Even 169 years after its nation's birth, America was still struggling to unite the different races within their society. By no means am I saying that there are no flaws in our country. Nonetheless, for a nation so young, we have achieved so much. Regardless of whether you are here due to your Indonesian heritage or just pure love for the country, each and every one of you here today, whether you realize it or not, are a living proof of our nation's solidarity. Stephen Covey said, "Strength lies in differences, not in similarities." Though we have drifted off to several parts of the globe, we are joined here today by a common cause, to find ways to shine in the 21st century. And the first step in doing so is to embrace the variety of individuals we have in our own country. Utilize the experience you have in dealing with the different types of people in your nation to the numerous nations you will deal with in the future. It's not all that different. Okay, so you guys might be wondering, what am I getting at? And what's all this talk about Indonesian history? Well, my point is, the world is continuously globalizing. With more nations cooperating with one another, we need to have the ability to not only communicate amongst each other, but also to tolerate the different views existing out there. So back to my core question. Why shouldn't we be confident? What's stopping us? Well, absolutely nothing. Our history and our ideology has prepared us well to face the challenges that lie ahead. The ability to adapt to differences is in our blood. So why should we isolate the skill within our own country? Some argue that the problems Indonesians have is that they do not have the competence to compete globally. Let's toss that theory out of the bin. That's not true. We are just as intelligent, as talented, and as capable as anybody else in this world. Sometimes we just forget our roots and what we stand for. We have dealt with change and differences throughout our nation's history. So why stop now? The 21st century is our time to shine. We can take our tolerance for one another one step further by tolerating new ideas and technologies that will shape the future of our world and take it beyond our imagination. So put yourself out there. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. In this case, unity in any type of diversity. Make Indonesia proud and never forget where you're truly from. Thank you.